Hello everyone and welcome to the AFOP channel. We are playing the Persian Wars. We are advancing to the last installment that was released by Gordon Farrell. The fifth installment, The Emperor's Fist. And the Emperor's Fist features the first scenario, the Queen of Caria, the mission 1. So I was set on hardest, and now let's get in. The Emperor's Fist, the Queen of Caria. Artemisia of Halicarnassus stood before the Emperor Xerxes with her full measure of royal authority. The error stands. Though the Queen of Caria had conducted herself and her men well in battle, she knew that Xerxes was desperate. He needed her assistance. On the beach of Thermopylae, the emperor had ordered his royal throne set up so that he could survey the mustering, refurbishing, and reorganizing of his army. Off the coast of Thermopylae, the Persian navy, made up of Phoenician, Egyptian, and Ionian fleets, was busy with repair and refitting. Among the soldiers and sailors, rumor buzzed like a nest of termites. Barely 2,000 Greek soldiers had died at Thermopylae, taking 20,000 Persian troops to the grave with them. The fleet, racked by storm and mayhem, had also been dealt a severe blow by the Greek navy, especially by one Athenian commander, an upstart called Themistocles of Phaeahoros. You guys remember this guy? So that's pretty awesome. All things are connecting. Such steep losses incurred in their land and naval victories was eating away at the morale of the Persian force, and something had to be done to remedy the situation. Xerxes had summoned the Persian general Mardonius and the Greek trader Demaratus to advise him, even though they stood at either side of Xerxes, as Artemisia herself was called before the imperial throne. Xerxes smiled easily as the queen stepped down from her royal chariot. "Your Majesty," he murmured in his silky voice, "we are pleased. We are pleased you have responded to our summons so quickly." Artemisia smiled thinly to herself. This game of unconscious politeness was one she had mastered long ago. "Sir," she replied, "I draw breath only to serve you." Xerxes favored her with a nod of the head. Her words pleased him, and he continued without hesitation. "These terrible rumors about the losses my men sustained at Thermopylae, he could have to himself, they must be stopped. So I have invited every royal commander who wishes to come and survey the battlefield in person. You're saying 20,000 of my men perished? Nonsense. Your own eyes will tell you the true story. Walk on the beach and you will find no more than 4,000 or 5,000 Persian corpses." His eyes narrowed as he came to his position, to his point. "Then return to your troops and tell them that the army of Xerxes is invincible. These loutish Greeks have barely scratched us." And with that the queen was dismissed. No more than 4,000 dead? Artemisia laughed to herself. Who did he think would buy this story? And as she considered the implications of it, she realized that Xerxes must have ordered the rest of the bodies dragged off the battlefield and concealed. How incompetent was this emperor? To imagine such a primitive ruse would deceive anyone? And the desire to know the full truth suddenly became irresistible. Her own safety and the safety of her men would depend on knowing exactly what they were up against, both in the Greek camp and on the Persian throne. Victory conditions. Right from the imperial throne to your transport ship, Artemisia. In the north corner of the map, your royal barge is anchored. When you arrive there, you can dispatch a small recon force to determine the truth of Xerxes' claims, and have them bring you proof one way or the other. Locate the mass grave where Xerxes has disposed of the bulk of his casualties from Thermopylae. There you find evidence of deception being perpetrated by Xerxes, an artifact. Bring it to your royal barge. Be certain you are there yourself to view the evidence. Okay. Be careful though. Local Greeks have made their peace with Xerxes and will treat you as an enemy. Xerxes has also posted guards to keep prying eyes away from the mass grave. And remember, as you walk on the battlefield of Thermopylae, pay your respects to the men who perished then. The fallen Greeks are marked by yellow flags, the fallen Persians by red. Okay, so we must pay attention to it. There are the encampments at the beach, and there is also the throne of churches here. These are probably most likely the same map that we had played before. But very good story for these scenarios. So good and so incredible. The writing is so on point. Artemisia of Halicarnassus stood before the Emperor Xerxes. Okay, sorry, here's go through the history. The people of the ancient world were as familiar with propaganda and disinformation as they were with armed conflict. The Persian emperor knew that what he was doing, for example, when he named his elite soldiers immortals. The use of high, frightening plumes on their crested helmets, as well as frightening tribal insignia on their shields, was similarly, for the Greeks, an exercise in psychological warfare. There is also evidence of all-the-right propaganda. After the Greek allies retreated from defending the Elboig Channel, Themistocles gave orders for inscriptions to be placed on large rocks throughout the coastal area. Whenever the Persian force put in to shore, they were greeted by these inscriptions, which encouraged young troops of Greek descent to defect from Xerxes' army, or if they were unable to defect, tend to fight half-heartedly. Themistocles knew that even if no one defected, inscriptions would cause suspicion and division among the imperial forces. The mass graves at Thermopylae were Xerxes' attempt at spin control. The terrible humiliation the Greeks had heaped on him in the narrow pass had to be neutralized in some way. Not only did he hide the bodies of as many as 16,000 Persian soldiers, but he allowed the bodies of the unarmed helots who would accompany the Spartans to be viewed as though they were Greek warriors. Then he issued a standing order that anyone in his army who so desired could take a leave of absence long enough to come to the beach and view the truth about the casualties he suffered. It was a game of one-upmanship which Xerxes was doomed to lose. Themistocles was a far better master of manipulation through misrepresentation than Xerxes could ever hope to be. Xerxes, after all, had never been forced to survive in the snake pit of Athenian politics, which we had to do. And in that arena, Themistocles was a seasoned gladiator. Okay, now let's go for the hints and for the actual gameplay. If you proceed up the mountain pass away from the beach, eventually you'll discover a force of 6 centurions. They're right in front of the mass grave, but don't engage them, they will slaughter you. Now that you know where the grave is, continue the mountains until you get the opportunity to double back behind the guards. Avoid graves whenever possible, or they may take a greater toll on your small force than you can absorb. Okay, Throne of Xerxes, Mardonius, Damaratus e Give Xerxes. Now here is Queen Artemisia. Okay, so I'll try to look for something, but we don't get a good line of sight. So my stuff is, for example, okay, the north corner of the map. Immortals are everywhere. Okay. There's a Greek city here which should not be my ally this time. I believe it's not wise for me to actually stay around and try to fight the Greek Apparently I should say, but we'll take care of that. Where are my troops? Let me check again. Look, that, yep. Oh. Okay, my royal board should be on this place, the north corner. So let's check. So the Xerxes words, okay. We got the Greek, they are neutral, so not really my enemy, but will be an enemy if I touch their cities or attack them. And we only got the Xerxes word as enemies, as neutral, that will eventually turn into enemies. Let me check again. So we need to check with Queen. Most likely I will pass on that place with the Queen. It seems to me implicit. Okay. Okay. That's funny. So that's the royal barge. That looks like a ship. That's funny. So they had to create a ship somehow. That's funny. Okay, yeah, so that's the Artemisia. Oh, it was over here. I wasn't paying attention. So that's the royal barge anchor. Well, they had to use creativity, which is fine. Oh, good. So the Greek forces can be stronger. Then it looks like I'll grab all of my sailors. That's amazing. Yeah, they had to figure out. Yeah, that's a good creativity thing to have. Okay. Let's grab the last ones. So we had everyone from the barge over here. If they're neutral, would they hit my villagers? Probably yes. Ooh. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so they are over here. So the mass grave shouldn't be far away from there. Okay, so okay. We must pay respect to the mass graves. Okay, there are many graves here. Oh my. How many? What? Okay, that's the... Maybe, I don't know if this is exactly objective, but here I am. So curious about the graves. That's an interesting concept for a graveyard. How these flags use it here. Okay, great. Oh. Okay, these guys are easier to pass because I'm not entirely sure if I can take these churches words. But oh, they got the... That's pretty nice. Okay, it's a block here. But that's good. You force hit with the archers, and the AI will rush the archers. That's pretty cool, actually. Oh, they are against the Greek, so that's interesting. So even though they are allies, they will also hunt for the Greeks, which is interesting, makes sense. Maybe I can use this in my advantage. But that's a good thing. It's something that certainly can be explored. So here will be the city, and I'm not sure if there is anything that should be that will have use for me. Okay. That's interesting. They also killed this guy. So the Gors are also suspicious of the Greeks, the local Greeks, even though they are allies. I know that there is a city here somewhere, a Greek city, which will be my enemy in this area. Oh. That's pretty good. Oh. try to use my archer to explore over there, but it's getting very hard as well. There are not many units. But I have my suspicions that the graves should be there. Okay, is there something else there? Maybe over there? Maybe. Let's check. Ooh. So it's here. Here are the real mass graves. No. Okay. Maybe I should return, try to check over there. Well, wouldn't be really a check. Oh, let's try to easy. I guess I saw enough. Would I need to go to every single thing? I don't think so. There is one of the sites that I couldn't really verify directly, but Very good. So I had no other information, I only had a guess that Moby would be here in the mountain. Thankfully, everything worked fine in the end. Good. What should we do in the end? Alright, now let's try to move. Now it's time to bring my stuff to the royal barge and finish the scenario. That's a nice exploration. Kind of funny that it took long for me to understand that there was the royal barge, its anchor. It was a good try. Good. Very good. The battered armor and weapons laid before you by your men taught to stir in food, Artemisia. You are sworn to serve an emperor who not only lies, but lies badly. An emperor who is not only incompetent on the battlefield, but in politics. It does not bode well for days and weeks ahead. As you turn the situation over in your mind, mulling the possible pitfalls, you recall once more a name that has begun to be a thorn in the emperor's side. Themistocles of Phaeaus. If worse came to worse, this wily leader of Greeks might prove to be a man to whom you could turn. Already, you cannot help but think that you and he seem like kindred spirits. Well, the invasion of Greece has only begun. Let us see what tomorrow holds. Okay. Alright, that was pretty great. So yeah. Just got enough kills, and Xerxes actually did a lot of kills. They were really after the other Greeks looming around, and the Greeks were really damaged overall. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, and technology. We had the most we had a good amount of technology, but not the top one at all. Anyway, I just want to check now other stuff. Alright, so there are the relics here, and then the cities with nothing else for us. So yeah, trespassing here is a trick that should be done. But if you really pay attention here, it's not that hard. It's not really that hard to actually pass through these guys. I did the hardest route, but it's literally I only can use here and then here. That would be more than enough, and then I could just bait in around, and that would serve a purpose. But oh my, okay, that's well GG and very interesting news. And the fact that they go around and just destroy the Greeks and they will simply run away and not fight back, it's hilarious. Maybe it was not supposed to be that way actually, which is a shame, but still a very good scenario. Even if this thing is not intended, that was a very good scenario. Well done. GG folks, and we were Egyptians in this game, by the way. Okay, there we go. Thanks for watching, and I see you next time.